Hello guys, Dan here, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we will paint this O-Yoroi tag for the JSA army. Believe it or not, this is very easy to paint because I used only 5 or 6 paints, but the other thing is it's super time consuming because the model is big and it took me like each color to apply like around 2 hours and sometimes even more when it came to the highlights. So without further ado, let's go and let me show you how I did this. So I sprayed the whole model first with a layer of black and then a layer of gray, and then finally my final layer was Ulthuan Grey. If you don't have Ulthuan Grey spray, use any off-white spray that will be able to achieve the similar effect. And then it was time to block back all the black parts that I wanted on this model. That included the gun and the parts of his under armor. Only thing here that is that you have to be very careful when you're applying the black paint, so you don't paint by mistake any other parts that we already painted with off-white, because that off-white is our final color on the model and we will only highlight it and leave it as it is. So here is the final version of the black paint that I applied. So if you're copying the same paint job, you can pause here and look at the areas that I painted so you can do the same. For the red details, I used the Evil Sunz Scarlet, and actually I had to dilute this color a little, so I put it on my wet palette and added a few drops of water, so the paint flows better. Since we are working over almost white background, this was very easy to cover up with only one pass. Only thing is here is that I have to be very careful so I don't go over the white, because if I make any mistakes it will take a lot of time to do the repair with the white over the red. So this is how I applied the red. So here you can see our model is already start looking good with only 3 colors applied. For these little LEDs on the legs and on the shoulders and all those lighting that he have between his armor plates, I will use blue-green, and actually I will more or less make a wash out of it. So I will put it on wet palette and add like 3 or 4 drops of water so the paint start flowing really good. Then I pick up a brush that is very thin with a long top so that it can get in between the panels, and I will start filling those gaps with this paint to create the effect of the light in between them. For the rest of the armor panels, I will use a carbon black. This is a Liquitex ink. If you don't have this one, you can use like Noon oil or any dark wash, or you can just, if you want it more simpler, take your black paint, add a lot of water, so create a glaze or a wash and try to do the same thing. I'm just using ink because it flows much better from the brush and it almost goes by itself inside the recesses. So what I'm doing here is actually I'm going to define all the white armor panels. So wherever the 2 armor panels are touching each other, I will go inside the recess and I will fill it up with this ink. For all of you guys that ever painted Gundams, this is the same technique they used when they paint the Gundams. So it's really simple, it makes a really good effect, but on the other side it's a little time consuming. Now it's time to highlight everything else. So I will use white. And I will highlight with this paint all the white armor panels, every single edge. Then I will go on the black armor panels and I will highlight every single edge. Then for the blue lighting, I will use this white and put little dots just to make a little highlights and reflections. So how was my experience about it? First thing, it is super time consuming, so highlighting every edge really patiently, really slowly. It took me, I think, 2 sessions for maybe 2 hours or more than 2 hours each session. The other thing is the model is super heavy. My hand was hurting because when I was trying to hold it in the air to shoot it for the camera, and then there was no support for my hand, so I have to put something to add the support to my hand. And you need to be really careful, so you don't want to mess up. You want every single line to be perfect. So it took a while, but the result was amazing. Just to add, for this step I mostly use the side of my brush. I was making like 90° to 45° angle and then just pulling the side of my brush to get these perfect lines. And finally, the last thing that needs to be done is to highlight the red armor panels and the sword. So what we do here is the same as I did before. I will just do the edge highlight. I will take the orange fire and go around every single edge and every panel that I can, and just give the final touch to this model. And when I'm done, I will just paint the base like a simple road base, just to make the match with the rest of my JSA army. The thing is, I have a video how I made that base, so I will include it in the description below if you are really interested, but it's something really simple. And here you can see my struggle of trying to make a support for my hand just to be able to do one highlight. And here it is, the final result. I need to say that I'm really happy how this model turned out at the end with not that much effort. It was only time consuming because you do everything with a brush. Guys, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to help this channel grow. And if you have any comments and suggestions, please leave them in the section down below and I will try to do my best. This is all for now, guys. Stay safe, take care, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.